那我们就先开始今天这一次上海国际独立音乐季的论坛讨论，关于音乐厂牌所面临的挑战与机遇。很高兴有机会我来主持这档节目。那么我们今天的讨论将会非常有意思，因为我们请到了在行业内各位非常就是代表这个行业厂牌发展的一些机构。那我先开始。我们也留意到，现在独立音乐发展的越来越好，也越来越重要。那么我们也很想知道，去揭秘很多独立音乐厂牌发展背后的一些故事。那据我了解的话呢，我们此次上海国际独立音乐季的很重要的一个议题之一，就是帮助各国的艺术家，然后专业人士来联系彼此，然后去支持独立音乐的发展，也帮助独立艺人可以更好的去发展他们的音乐天赋和实现商业上的成功。那么自从2020年开始的话呢，大家肯定也有一个非常全世界都在经历一个非常艰难的时刻，这个就是我们的一个疫情。那么这个疫情呢，也让的整个音乐行业呢，也开始会对自己原有的一些商业模式和内部策略进行一些重新思考。那我们也看到，就是说音乐厂牌现在在疫情前后是否有一些不一样的考虑？他们在疫情后，那现在疫情也过去好几个月了，是否有一些新的策略上的变化？那么你们有面对什么样子的问题，或者有什么可以跟其他同业人士可以去分享的？那我们今天就来进行一下这块的讨论。And now I would like to invite each panelist to introduce yourself, who you are, where do you come from, and what's your role in your organization. And then we will do some case sharing of each organization. Shall we start from the first gentleman from China, Mr. Ren? Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my family name is Ren. First name is Yuqing. Yeah, whatever. So I'm a jazz promoter, jazz musician by myself. Also, I'm a bass player. Yeah, play rock and roll and jazz all the time. So yeah, so I created a label called Jay-Z in 2003. So we have clubs, festival, artist management, and yeah, just all of that thing around jazz music. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Yeah, so also, yeah, we have a school, we have a club, we have festival, we have a records label, we have artist management. That's it.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Ren, and we will come back later to know more about your story. Okay, now let's move to Alex. Hi, Alex.
Yes, hello, everybody. Yeah, I started as a musician as well in the late 90s as a guitar player and lead singer of an indie rock band. And in the early 2000s, 2004, I founded my first label called Sweet Home Records, and I run the label for 10 years. And yeah, 2010, I started to work in the publishing and neighboring rights industry. In 2012, I founded the company PRO agency, and we are taking care of neighboring rights collection for record labels and for performing artists on a worldwide basis. Yeah, that's what we do at the moment.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Alex. Now let's move to Maggie. Hello, Maggie. 那你简单介绍一下你自己好吗？
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Maggie, and I'm Chinese. And I used to be a DJ in Japan like 2 years, and now I work in Purple Battery music label, and as a manager. Okay. That's all. It's okay.
Okay, let's move to Rosie. Hello, Rosie.
Hello. My name is Rosie Lopez. How are you?
Hello.
I am the president of Tommy Boy Music. Tommy Boy Music, some of you may know, it's a legendary hip hop label launched by Tom Silverman in New York City in 1981. I joined the company in 2002, started as head of marketing and international, and was promoted to VP, and 5 years ago I was promoted to president. In 2017, Tommy Boy bought their catalog back from Warner Music Group. Warner Music had bought the company in 2001. So just before I joined. And so just 3 years ago, we got our catalog back, and now we're working on reissuing great albums from people that you may know: Naughty by Nature, House of Pain, RuPaul, De La Soul, Everlast. So I'm the president, so I pretty much deal with running the business on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, thank you very much. 接下来呢，我们就会让每一位嘉宾给我们介绍一下他们机构以及他们机构在做跟音乐厂牌、音乐独立音乐人发展的很多有意思的一些事情。那我们这次要不先请我们的中国女生Maggie 先来讲一下你这边的故事好吗？
We are doing some amazing music. It's like electronic music, and we just started a new label called Fireburst in 2020. Unlike Purple Battery, which focus on releasing tracks, Fireburst is to play a role that specializes in artist management. Fireburst now signs several artists who are both professional and social media influencers with a very large fan base. Therefore, they are capable for not only live shows, but also e-commerce or living streaming performances. Because of this epidemic, the attention of China's market has shifting from offline to online, from foreign to domestic, where we are arranging tours for our artists. We also actively operating their social media accounts, especially for Douyin. It's called Chinese version TikTok.
I think basically now you have some idea about what's Purple Battery doing in China market and something about the Chinese market. And then now shall we move to Alex? Your organization seems very interesting. I know your personal background is music, but your organization is helping more musicians, artists to get more revenue income. It's something everybody would like to know. So can you share more information with us?
Yes. So yeah, we take care of the neighboring rights collection internationally for record labels and as well for performing artists. And this is, to be honest, a very old revenue stream in most of the countries in the world, especially in Europe. And nowadays it becomes more and more important, and people look deeper into that. And what we do as a service agency is that we are a member of certain societies in the world. Actually, we are a member of 61 collecting societies, and we collect the revenues locally directly from the societies. So there are also opportunities to collect the money through local societies, through their reciprocal agreements. But from our experience, this is ineffective and intransparent. And this, there we are, and we are a member locally and collect the money directly for the artists and for the record labels. And this is really important because that way you can really look into the local systems. You see the data requests, what is necessary to maximize and increase the money, check the unmatched repertoire, and so on and so on. So yeah, it's a very detailed business. It's very, most of the people know about a little bit about publishing, but neighboring rights is still a bit in the fog, I would say. And this changes now over the last years, and yeah, it has become a very important revenue stream. And yeah, we are there to collect, especially for indie record labels and for independent artists. So we work with distributors, for instance, with symphonic distribution in the US, or with compact distribution in Europe. And we recently started to work with Kanjian in China. But we also work with independent labels, smaller ones, bigger ones. And yeah, so this is still the focus. As I mentioned before, I started as an independent artist. I run an independent label. And yeah, this is still the part of our philosophy. Yeah.
Okay, so is it possible you can share a little bit more how, as a case, how you help, for example, particular one artist to get revenue through your whole system, like a case, how you develop the whole business? Maybe it helps. Yeah.
So first of all, you need to become a direct member as a performing artist in the certain countries where you want to collect the money. And we do all the affiliations and registration processes. Then we need to ensure that all the data that is required is delivered to the collecting societies. This is different from country to country. In some countries, we only can do manual claiming, so we are not able to upload data. So yeah, it's the data that is required. And then after that, which is the most important part of our business, we need to to monitor and to verify the distributions. So we double check with radio and TV tracking worldwide what was played and broadcasted and what is part of the distribution and what is missing maybe. And this is very necessary, to be honest, because there are a lot of lacks in the collection of the collecting societies.
Okay, so I think now let's move to next panelist, and then we can come back to you for more questions.
Yes.
So, Mr. Ren, I think you have very interesting experience, and now I know you are living in Holland, and your major business is in Shanghai, in China. So you must have a lot of interesting story to share about how you start your business and how you develop your business, how you identify talents, help them to grow business, maybe, or something else you want to share with us.
My business is really traditional.
Okay.
It's not like online business, take the benefit from online for all these kind of things. And our copyright sales for jazz is more hard because we got less people to listen. So I mean, just for the right things, it's hard for jazz musicians, especially for Chinese jazz musicians. So my business is I start with my bar, then I do my festival, and my schools, and then we do the records comedy because every musician, especially jazz musicians, they can spend 12 hours practice per day. Really. So jazz musicians is real musicians, serious musicians. So all these kind of people. So we wanna, but jazz is roots of modern music. Right now, every people just talking about how to make using music and making money, but actually no people taking care about music itself. I think that is a big problem in the whole universe, whole world. Music just becomes to the commercial and commercial and commercial. People just thinking about how to roll the Starbucks, how to roll the KFC, but that is not real food. Right? So I mean, we don't want a business go big. We just want to make it good. So so for Jay-Z, for our job is that's why we focus on jazz. So we want to, because jazz is the roots of every pop music. That's the beginner, right? So if you want a good DJ, if you want to be a rockers, so if you learn jazz, you know jazz, you can play better and make you long life, right? Make the music, make a more long life. So for my business model, it's really traditional. It's all my income from below the line, from offline. I mean, from festival, from clubs, all these. So only a little bit this year because online education is getting better, but also because that is based on our offline. But because we have really talented musicians right there. Why we have those talented musicians? Because we serve them. We give them a bar gig. We give them a festival gig. We record albums for them. That's my circle. That's that.
Thank you, Mr. Ren. And then let's come back to Tommy Boy as a legacy label. You must have both experience, online, offline, and also I noticed that you joined the Tommy Boy since 2002, and you must have lots of interesting things to share about your growth with the company and the business with I believe must suffered and experienced and developed, and a lot of ups and downs and a great side to share.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Agree.
I've definitely been through the ups and downs of the music industry. And when I first started at Tommy Boy, hip hop was just starting to become pop music. It was just starting to make its move into the pop space. And in the past 18 years, obviously, it has taken over the world. And Tommy Boy, however, has shifted its focus somewhat in the last 10 years or so, and we've really focused on catalogs and catalog acquisition versus new artists and new artist development. And so we've been much more focused on acquiring catalogs and focusing on exploiting those catalogs in as many multiple ways as possible. So how the business has changed, really the business is, for us, I would say 65–70% of our business is online, or you know, and then if you add e-commerce is probably another 5%, and the rest is retail, physical retail. We do press vinyl. Vinyl is very popular around the world. We tend to press vinyl in limited quantities to support our collectible fans. There are a lot of people that are collectors and would like an album, but they want it in a special color, or they want a 7-inch, or in some cases a 10-inch pressing. So how we've changed, I guess, over the years, we've definitely prioritized direct-to-fan relationships. We think it's important to be able to sell directly to as many fans as possible. YouTube, TikTok, all video or visual-based audio for us is another priority. That includes Canvas on Spotify. And of course, anything that helps us tell the story of the music. Because we're focused on catalog, we think that telling the story is important and that fans care about that. And so that means hiring animators to create great lyric videos. We pretty much create a video for almost every single that we've ever released. So YouTube and Canvas are a huge priority for us. And we see those areas growing even more as Spotify will probably eventually add some video. We see Apple has already added video. Amazon has added video, and those are our top accounts in the US.
I think even each of you are from different area of music, but we can definitely explore something in common and see how we can help more indie artists to understand what's the future there and how the label can develop. So shall we have some more discussion on how you face the current situation? And we see the COVID-19 happened, like offline business definitely stopped now. And as a label, I don't know Purple Battery, whether it affected your business a lot or not. Can you tell us something about the outbreak? What affected your business, Maggie?
Okay, so for Purple Battery, for now, the reason why it should be separate from Firebirds is that it's too hard for Purple Battery to make a fortune to releasing tracks. Our producers neither famous enough, not lack of commercial opportunities. As we know, China's royalty income relatively weak. Thus, how to get the stable income for Purple Battery is such a challenge we are facing now.
Yeah, in terms of this, Mr. Ren, I think you are very experienced in running offline business and promote offline music. So since COVID-19, it affected your business, obviously. Normally, summertime is a good time to have music festival. What's your plan now? And have you ever think about you need change your business model a bit, or you are still waiting things will come back, or what's your strategy at the moment?
It may survive because right now in China, all the bars, restaurants just start to open. We already opened 1 month, so but we still lost like at least 40% of the revenue. Yeah, because the economy is really, really bad. Yeah, tons of people lost their job. So I think people don't like spend money like before. And all the big events and just festivals, all festivals being canceled. The government don't allow it, don't give you a license. So yeah. So what we should do? So I mean, just but we still release albums. We created even I'm here, so we will be working some albums with Metropole Orchestra. Yeah. So but yeah, so we're just waiting for that time. Yeah, because jazz, I still talk about jazz because we are jazz music. Online, even we get online, even we creative some like pop things, but still not that pop. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, because if we change it to the online, right? You say you change it, so we make it some tricky, funny movie. We do short film with make the jazz musicians play some like whatever. Yeah, and also if you do that, you also need to invest money. You also need to put money right there, but it's also risk right there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. And Rosie, because like Mr. Ren just mentioned that he feels jazz music needs to be very focused on offline because it's important for them to show the music. And I know your business is much focused on offline now and online now. Online become a very important revenue stream for you. So is there anything like reasons that make your business shift from offline more to online? And then since the COVID-19 has a situation changed your business a little bit or affect a lot? So maybe you can share some of your strategic thinking with us.
Well, our physical releases, when anything physical, CD or vinyl, which still has a market around the world in a lot of places, we used to try to plan those releases around tours. And as you know, as we've been discussing, the fact that there is no touring happening right now has forced us to relook at our schedule. And so some of our releases were pushed back. For example, Coolio Gangsta's Paradise, it's the 25th anniversary of the movie Dangerous Minds and of that album. And we have something called Record Store Day. I'm not sure if you also take part in Record Store Day in China yet. Hopefully if you don't, you will. But every independent store in America gets an opportunity to buy these limited pressings, only available at independent stores. It was created as a way to create more business and more traffic going to independent record stores. So that album was supposed to come out in June, and it's been pushed back till September now. So things like that have had to shift where there was a strong physical component. But again, people are spending more time on YouTube. And so we're creating, as Mr. Ren said, whether it's a short video, in some cases we're asking our artists to do live stream, Instagram, interviews. Really, it's a great time for artists to create, but they're trying to find a way to survive. And so us as the label, especially with older artists, touring has become a way of life for them. Not by nature tours 9 months out of the year. And so this is how they make their real money, is from touring. So it's a concern, it's a problem. It's also shifting, I think, it's shifting the relationship between artist and label, because all of the platforms are trying to get closer to the artist. And how they're getting closer to the artist is by wedging between the label and the artist. So everybody wants to do direct deals, SoundCloud, YouTube, everybody wants to do direct deals with artists for live streams. And so one of the challenges that we're looking at is who owns that recording. If the artist is signed to an exclusive, let's say, deal, then who owns that live recording? And I think it's interesting because Maggie mentioned offline income in China. And
Yeah.
so, and then investing that in e-commerce and online. And I'm wondering, what is the offline business in China primarily for Maggie? How do you invest the money offline to promote in China?
So for now, we make money from Firebirds, which means the labels that can go around in China, have tour to play around the China and make so much money for us, and we promote for our proprietary music label, and we promote for our labels, and for the fee, we use all the money to promote, even this offline or online. We do some like activities in TikTok, and we sell for the bars and the clubs, for the DJs, and that's all.
Yeah, great. You already have questions for our guests. Okay, I think each of you already told us what's happening in your business, and now I think it's come to Alex, because you work with various artists, and we don't know during such period how COVID-19 will affect their business, and how you help them to maybe get more business, or you also see lots of challenges there.
Yeah, first of all, I agree with Rosie, because we're facing similar situations here in Europe, and it's a similar situation when it comes to digital and physical business. Definitely, this definitely affects our business, because if the collecting societies, for instance, are really old-fashioned and slow when it comes to new media, most of them, I would say. And if they don't recognize that they need to make deals directly with these new platforms, that the platforms will go to the artist and rights owner directly and make direct licensing deals. And in the first moment, everybody thinks this is a good situation, but there's one thing that you might forget in this idea. The problem is, if you don't have a collecting society or something above, it's just a question of private business. So you're dealing with Google or with Apple or big, huge companies, and you're dealing with them about your rights, and they have a really monopoly situation one day. Then you are not in a good position as a rights owner. So I'm still convinced that it's good for collecting societies to take care of the licensing to those platforms and ensure that there's a fair, transparent distribution of the income. Because otherwise, if you deal with Google and discuss the royalty shares with them directly, I think you're not in the best position.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, because like Mr. Ren is coming from like jazz music, very I can't say very traditional, but still quite like base. You think it's very important to have focus on offline, and Alex, you said working on a relatively traditional model to collecting revenue on behalf of artists. And also, I believe when you started this business, at that moment, it was quite new. And like Rosie working on Tommy Boy, and it's not from the beginning, 65 to 70% was from e-commerce or online. It's always like developing a process. And as Rosie at the beginning said, it's the worst time, it's the best time. And I believe each of you must prepare for the change for future, and maybe something already in your mind to help the artists you're working with, and how you can support them, and what's a strategy you are working for your organization to survive the COVID-19 and develop further. Maybe some of you already have some ideas can share with.
Well, there were a number of things. I'll tell you what we've done. First of all, we made sure that remote access was set up for everyone before COVID, so that everyone could work virtually from home without any issues. That's usually easy to do, except for business affairs and production, where you have huge audio files. And so we also have created a cloud system where we can store, so that again, our future, our goal was really to be prepared for the future, where you have to be able to run a company from anywhere in the world, even from your phone. And so that is something that we knew we were going to have to do. I think the different things that we've done is we're partnering with our artists to create bundles, merch bundles, where they have the rights for t-shirts and maybe we have the right for the record. We're partnering with the artist so that they can generate more revenue on merch. We've also been trying to find artists that could collaborate, and that's something that I know that we would love to do, is to find ways to collaborate with artists in China that either, you know, want to maybe sample a Tommy Boy song or work with us and create, even illustrators. The illustration and the aesthetic coming out of China is amazing, and American kids love it. So, you know, any creators that are watching that want to contact me, please do. You can reach me through the Tommy Boy website, but we are looking, it was something that we've always done well, creating alternate covers to release in one country, let's say, where one side is the original cover and the other side is an alternate cover, kind of like you would do with a comic book. Again, thinking about ways to make things collectible, but also thinking about ways that the artist can make more money.
Yeah, I think the discussion here is very, very useful. And I saw Mr. Ren showed a lot of, I think you agree a lot with Rosie. And Mr. Ren, do you want to tell us what in your mind just now and what you are doing for artists you work with? And is there any plan for next a few months? So you think will promote music and help artists survival and your business to grow more?
I mean, just because we have several clubs, so all artists back to all clubs, all to start performers. So
yeah.
So mostly, so every day they have income right there.
Great.
So this is a basic help them. The second is because we have all our online education, so they got good benefit from that. So every artist in Jay-Z is Jay-Z artists, they right now they're pretty good. Yeah. And also we still I think most important thing for us right now is spend more time and energy just creating more good albums.
And from Mr. Ren's what you said now, I feel you are quite positive about the business, and you feel the artists you work with, they are already reacted to the COVID-19 and they feel it's quite normal for them. And even you said your business affected, but it's still developing now.
We not like that kind of data, but we just try to find the balance, right? Because the world change, so we find the balance, and also because jazz musicians mostly, if they make big money, it's not from concert, jazz artists world top. It's only 100K. We don't have big money, but we can have a stable life right there.
That's great. That's great. As long as you feel the current business can support your artist, and then we will have great music in the future. Now let's come back to the topic about China, and also this is the purpose of why we want to do Shanghai Indie Music Season, to help musicians, no matter they're from China or outside of China, because market is there. We always want to get more revenue stream and also get music to be known in each market. As Rosie just mentioned that you wish one day you can bring some of your music to China market as well. So Alex, a quick question for you. You mentioned that you work with over 61 collecting society, and I noticed there is no such society in China you're working with currently, right?
Exactly. That's really an issue for us, unfortunately. So we are talking to several people in China since years, but you have a bunch of collecting societies. So it's for a foreign company, it's not so easy to get access. And so far, especially for the relating rights, for the neighboring rights that we are working for, there is no exact payment in China at the moment. So there is a small portion in the digital income included, but it's not possible to collect that. That's the situation as far as we know at the moment. But I'm confident. So we had similar experiences in other countries, and things will change, and at least because your local artists will not get paid abroad. So this is always a big argument to have these reciprocal relationships.
But I think today you know Mr. Ren and Maggie from China. Maybe you can discuss with them in the future how maybe bring more artists from Europe to China, and maybe vice versa, bring their music to Europe. Of course, I know Mr. Ren, you are living in Europe now. It's easier for you to bring Chinese music overseas, but definitely there are a lot of opportunity for different organizations to work together. As Rosie just mentioned, you want to bring something to China. So is there something already in your plan, or you are talking to some organization in China, or maybe you can get some inspiration from our panelists, two Chinese panelists here today? And if there's anything in your mind, you can share with your connection with China.
We're learning.
Okay.
We're asking questions. We're asking questions and we're learning.
Yeah.
It's
sounds good.
And really, sitting in America today, I have zero judgments for how any other country manages their business based on what's happening in America today. So I think it's a learning process, and I think cultures are different. It's a different world. We have to work together.
Well, so only one thing can make every people all together. Yeah, it's a language. It's not a human language. It's music.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Totally agree. Music is a language without border. So I think as Rosie, you mentioned that you suggest the Americans they should open arms to China music, and we have Maggie here, and we have Mr. Ren here. Maybe in the future we can bring more music to Europe, to America, and of course introduce more Tommy Boy's music to China market, and with more artists. Alex, you work with, and maybe Mr. Ren, you work with some Holland musicians as well to China market. So I think we see a lot of interesting things and a lot of opportunities. I don't need to ask you the question whether you see there is opportunities. Definitely opportunities are there. Just how we work together in the future to bring the opportunity to each market. I think the conversation today is very interesting, and each of you shared a lot of insights and experience and some thing for the future. And is there anything you particularly want to discuss with panelists here, and to talk about maybe collaboration opportunity between you and between different markets, if you have?
Maybe I would like to say something about the opportunities and to the exchange of knowledge and connections. So I really appreciate that we are here together with the IMCO, and I was really surprised and super glad when Alessandro told me a few years ago that there's a Chinese independent association for the music. It was really brilliant. And from my experience over the last years internationally, it was really helpful to connect with the indie associations like A2IM in the US, or AIM in the UK, or VOT in Germany. And this is a good link to share, network, to share knowledge between people that want to stay independent and that really take care about music and that really love music. And of course it's a business, but it's not everything about the business. And I think this is a good opportunity to get in touch with the people. And we already started to work with a few Chinese companies. We started to work with a Shanghai-based label called Subcult recently. And as I said in the beginning, we are working with Kanjian music, and we have similar experience from other countries in Asia, like Japan and Korea. And yeah, as Rosie said, so it's one world, and that's more than obvious at the moment through COVID and the pandemic. And yeah, I think these channels like IMCO and A2IM and so on are really good opportunities to get connected with people with common minds and common ideas. Yeah. So therefore, I really appreciate that. I want to thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Actually, you remind me a very important thing. I forgot to introduce myself. Yes, I'm from the IMCO. I'm working on the partnership. So basically, we want to create the platform to connect music professionals, industry insiders, and artists from China and outside of China, and make like one word to help musicians development in each market. So this is how I work on IMCO. And any other So thank you very much. So any other questions you, Rosie, Maggie, or Mr. Ren, you want to ask a panelist here? Of course, I believe after our call, each of you can, we can exchange more ideas and maybe form some collaboration opportunities through this conversation. This is just the beginning of our collaboration in the future, yeah.
I would ask,
Great.
how is hip hop music doing in China these days?
Great.
Boom.
Okay.
Mainstream. Every boy talk like that, man.
I can see.
Yeah, I sing in Shanghai's club, and like 90% everybody is like playing hip hop music right now.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
Chinese hip hop.
Is it foreign hip hop or is it local music?
It's like
local
trap
hip-hop.
music. It's less Migos, like Cardi B, like trap music. It's not like usually hip hop music. It's just like the billboard and the trap music, kind of that.
But that's just in the first line city. But in the second line city, like Wuhan, Xi'an, Chengdu, mostly it's Chengdu. They call it Cheng Amsterdam. Yeah. Yeah. That's central city for China rap right there. They have a one band. It's Rosie, you don't know the one hip hop.
Higher Brothers, you mean?
Yeah, Higher Brother, the 88, right? So they created that band, really successful. Yeah, even in LA, they can sell a concert 2,000 seats, like bam, this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're also big, really big in China. I mean, the local, because the lyrics, right? So only I think only 20%, maybe less than 20%, young kids understand English words, especially. Yeah. So mostly still need the lyrics need to be in Chinese. So Chinese rap, yeah, Chinese hip hop is very more. Yeah, but really popular. Yeah. Right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great. So now I'm concerning of the time. So we will close our conversation soon. But before we end the conversation, shall I invite each of you to say one sentence to look beyond, to encourage more musicians, artists, and the how record label to develop. And of course, we see the challenge, but there are opportunities. So is there anything you want to summarize before we close our conversation today? Shall we start from who? Maggie, do you want? Oh, okay, Mr. Ren, please.
I can do. So
Okay.
one sentence, right?
Yeah, one sentence.
Really short. Just come together.
Come together. Great. So
yeah, we need to all come together to fix all these problems and build up our dreams and make it. Yeah.
Great. So Alex.
Yeah, I'm not good in telling things in one sentence, but
okay, you can have two.
I fully agree with Ren, definitely. So I think, yeah, coming together is extremely important. And yeah, don't forget about the music. So maybe we should not forget why we are here and what's the topic we are talking about. So I especially when it comes to rights collection and things like that, people often forgot that we talking about for me personally, one of the most passionate things in the world. So this is always behind the curtain sometimes. So yeah, so take care about the music. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That.
Great.
Take care about music and musicians.
yeah, exactly.
Maggie?
Okay, for one sentence, I think is make music without borders.
Great. Come together. So Rosie, now your turn.
We will survive.
That's also good.
Oh, great,
so we should put together all 4 sentences. that makes sense.
Definitely, that's very
We
good.
can do karaoke next time, and I'll sing that song.
Yeah,
good idea.
That's a good idea.
Good idea. One word. Okay, great. Thanks everybody for your time.
Thank you so much.
valuable insights. And I hope this is just a very, very beginning of our conversation, and let's do more conversation like this in the future and collaborate more, as we said, come together and make better music, make allow a musician live better, and the music makes the world better. Okay, great, thank you. So shall we do the final ones to end the conversation? Great, have a lovely day. Hello.
Stay healthy, everyone. Thank
You as well. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Great, thank you, bye bye.
大家好，我是国乐行者方锦荣，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季的推荐官。
Hello， 我是辛巴，来自西安，我是2020年上海国际独立音乐季的推荐官。
Hello， 大家好，我是科草胡梦舟，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季推荐官。
I'm 强东月，我来自江苏苏州，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季推荐官。
我是朱静熙，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季推荐官。
This is Ruth Oliver. I'm going to be performing my new single On My Way on Showcase Problem.
我是 Katrina，
我是方颂婷，
金丝木兰，
马子木，
我是李硕，
我是陈悠如，
乐团的周瑜，
小颖，
大宽，
等林峰，
艾丽亚，
林杰，
贾巴三
Weirdly Navalny，
Ardes Codeline
Andreas Bernitz，
我来自中国香港，
我来自新加坡，
中国湖南
Korea。
We're from Ireland，
Italy
From the US，
Denmark， 四川大凉山
，Steve Rocks，
Faith Pivo，
法门砥柱，高博文，普里古尔高子，
杨旭凯，
太空船乐队
Project Ace。
祝首届上海国际独立音乐季圆满成功！
热烈祝贺上海国际独立音乐季的顺利开幕！
衷心祝愿上海国际独立音乐季系列活动圆满成功。
This will be wonderful international cultural cooperation.
Let's keep on working together. Wish you a very successful Shanghai International Indie Music Season.
We wish that your event will become a great platform for musicians from all over the world to discuss how to develop their music and how to get more focus on the copyright of music.
Have a great Shanghai International Indie Music Season.
Music and culture can also help build bridges across the nations.
Congratulate you on the great initiative.
衷心祝愿本次活动取得圆满成功，加油
2020 상해 국제 독립음악제의 개최를 진심으로 축하하며 어머니 진돌리바.
Let's take this time to encourage greater cultural cooperation and also between our flourishing music scenes.
I look forward to hearing the music from all over the world.
促进全球独立音乐交融合作，
是音乐把我们大家连接在这里。
Listen to the world's music.
Shanghai International
Independent Music Season.
我在上海国际独立音乐季。
我在上海国际独立音乐季。
上海
国际独立音乐季。
上海国际独立音乐季。
我在上海国际独立音乐季。
上海国际独立音乐季。
我在上海国际独立音乐季。欢迎与我一起来支持独立音乐，支持原创音乐，尊重独立音乐，
包容艺术的多样性，从我做起，保护音乐版权。
在未来的3个月里，我们将在这里看见全球独立音乐行业新观点，
看见当下全球新锐的独立音乐人。
欢迎大家与我一起推动独立音乐的发展壮大，看见独立音乐的更多可能。Hello， 大家好，我是科草胡梦舟，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季推荐官。
I'm 强东月，我来自江苏苏州，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季推荐官。
我是朱静熙，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季推荐官。
我是辛巴，我是2020年上海国际独立音乐季的推荐官。
我是国乐行者方锦荣，我是2020上海国际独立音乐季的推荐官。
我是方颂婷，
金丝木兰，
马子木，
Katrina，
周瑜
，Weirdly Navalny，
5XM2，
Ardes
Ruth Oliver，
Codeline
Andreas Bernitz，
我来自中国香港，
新加坡，
湖南 Ireland，
Italy， Korea，
US，
Denmark， 四川
Steve Rocks，
Faith Pivo，
法门砥柱，普里古尔高子。
Listen to the world's music.
Shanghai International
Independent Music Season.
欢迎与我一起支持独立音乐。
我在上海国际独立音乐季，
我在上海国际独立音乐季，
上海国际独立音乐季，
我在上海国际独立音乐季，
我在上海国际独立音乐季。欢迎与我一起来支持独立音乐，支持原创音乐，尊重独立音乐。
从我做起，保护音乐版权。
我们将在这里看见全球独立音乐行业新观点，
看见当下全球新锐的独立音乐人。
欢迎大家与我一起推动独立音乐的发展壮大，看见独立音乐的更多可能。